Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Jason with Sin City Living. I'll try and make this really quick. I know I've been gone for a while, had a lot of things going on. Thank you very much to our patrons. You guys really helped us out during this time. But I'm back. I'm rededicating. I'm gonna make sure I try and get some content out there for you guys, including on the Patreon. So yeah, looking forward to getting you guys some more videos. Don't forget to check the links down below and email us. Email us anything you'd like to see, any strategies, any other games. Remember, we do more than just craps. Otherwise, I'm gonna get straight into today's video. So for today's video, we're gonna talk about something that we've talked about in the past. We're gonna talk about come bets. And we're gonna talk about it in a couple different ways. So the most popular thing that I see done with come bets is what we call the 2-point Molly system. Some people call it the 3-point Molly system. It's where you might have a place bet, and then you'll have a couple of come bets, or not a place bet, you'll have a line bet with some odds, and then a couple of come bets that have odds as well. Some people call it the 2-point Molly system because you've got the 2 come bets. Others call it the 3-point Molly system because you also have the point. One thing with come bets that I see a lot is that it is typically a bet mostly played by people that started playing dice back in the 70s or 80s, sometimes the early 90s, or were taught by somebody that started playing back then. It's very much considered an old school bet for a couple of different reasons, but probably the biggest reason is there were a bunch of craps books that came out in the 70s and early 80s that talked about come bets as the way to go. It kind of falls into the what I call the illusion of the house edge, the illusion of the house edge. Because with the come bet, because you have the ability to win right here, the come bet actually odds wise is the second best odds on the craps table after a don't come bet. So people get this again, the illusion of the house edge. There's a few issues with that illusion. Before I talk about come bets, whether or not they're good or bad, I'm going to talk about the illusion of the house edge and what that is. By the way, don't forget to check the links down below for a fantastic online casino I found now that football season is starting. A lot of you guys like to make sports bets. So the illusion of the house edge is that so many people get caught up into house edge, house edge, house edge, house edge. You're not playing, especially dice, you're not playing for that one roll, that one win, basically. And what I mean by that is if you get completely caught up in the house edge, what you're doing is you're lowering your potential winnings over time. The thing with craps, more than any other game, more than roulette, definitely more than blackjack, more than Ultimate Texas Hold'em, such like that. Some games are based around hitting a big side pot, such as Ultimate Texas Hold'em. You get a great hand and you win the side pot or the trips or something like that. Those games are pretty much just based off each individual hand, each individual win. There's a limit to how much you can win just based on how much you bet. Craps is different. Craps, the entire point of playing craps is to try and win as much money as you possibly can when you catch that hot roll. If you don't catch a hot roll, you're not going to win. And there's a lot of strategies that are centered around not having the hot roll, but just kind of the smaller medium rolls, the hedging methods and regression methods and stuff like that. And all those are just slow circles down the drain. With the come bets, some people will say that, oh, well, if I roll a 7, I win here, so you're playing for the 7. No, that's not true. You're playing to try and catch that super hot roll. You're playing to try and catch that roll where the same number rolls 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And that does happen. That happens every single shift that I work. I see one number that during a roll will roll more than 10 times during one person's roll. It could be less than a 10-minute roll, but it'll roll more than 10 times. And the come better will win a decent amount of money. The place better that's pressing will win the walk away amount of money. They might have bought in for $500 and colored up 8 to 15,000, whereas the come better might have bought in for $500 and color up 2,200, 1,500, something along those lines. So it's all about taking advantage of the big hot roll. Otherwise, if you're not taking advantage of the big hot roll, then you are just in that slow circle down the drain. So what are the advantages and disadvantages to the come bets, or the primary disadvantages? So only real advantage to the come bet is that it wins on the come out roll, which is what in here is. And you have advantages if you are playing at a 10 times or higher place when it comes to odds, especially 20 times. If you're at a location that has 20 times or 100 times odds, come bets are the way to go. Absolutely, if you want to win the most money, if you want to really take advantage of it, because at that point, come bets are advantageous to you. The problem with come bets at 3, 4, 5 odds and lower odds is the flat bet. The flat bet hurts you because the flat bet is paying even money. So let me give you an example. Let's say you are doing, let's hear it 5 times, 3, 4, 5 odds. Okay. So on the 6 and 8, there's pretty much no difference. 6 and 8, you have $150 at risk. 125 in odds, 25 as a flat bet. That's going to pay you $175. If you were to place it for $150, same amount of money, it's going to pay you $175. Now the only difference here is that this only has to hit once in order to pay you. The number actually has to roll twice in order to pay you. But you also have to remember that the first time around it doesn't have the 125 at risk either. So 6 one, half dozen the other. Now when you move over to say here, now you're 4 times odds. Okay, so you've got your $100 odds, $25 flat bet. It's going to pay you $175. This is actually going to pay you the exact same amount of money at risk, same payout. Only has to hit once in order to pay. Now when you get to a 4 or a 10, this right here is going to pay you $225. All right? This right here, same amount of money at risk, is going to pay you $244. It's actually going to pay you $19 more. The reason for that is that flat bet is holding you back. Now, for the inside numbers, it is the same payout, but you have to be betting max odds. You have to be betting the 4 times or 5 times odds. I see a lot of people, especially younger come bettors, that learned it off of an older player that are doing 1 or 2 times odds. So let's look at this. Let's look at it on, say, the 6. Okay? So this right here is going to pay you $60 plus your $25. That's going to pay you $85. This right here, exact same amount of money at risk. Now this is an improper bet, but this is going to pay you $87. Same amount of money at risk, pays you better. So look at the 5 and 9. Right here, we're looking at getting paid $100 on the dot. 75 for your odds, 25 for your flat bet. Same amount of money at risk. Place it, pays you $105. It actually pays you more money. Pays you more money. The other thing with these bets is that you catch the hot roll. So again, we've got this. So let's say the 9 has already rolled once, right? 9's already rolled once, so this player has already collected $175. Well, this player has not collected anything yet. Now, this player, say they press. Because why not? Second time it hits, this player collects $175. And this would come down, but we're going to assume that they're a continuous come better, so it stays up. So it's an off and on situation so that they can continue to get paid. This player can't press. They're already at max odds. Now, yes, they can add to their flat bet and then add to their odds, but again, if they're not doing it at max odds, it's pointless. They're actually going to be losing money. So sure, they could place it, but again, why would you want to? So let's say, now let's roll twice. We're going to look at, say, 5 times. So let's say it rolls a third time. Now this player is getting paid $280. Now, if they're really conservative, they're only going to go up to $250. If they're not too conservative, they're going to go up to $3. So let's say they go up to $3. Whereas this player had been paid another $175. Whoops, wrong way. Another $175. That's the third time it hits. So again, we'll just say they're off and on. So the fourth time it's going to hit, this player is going to get paid $420. Okay. Now, and yes, I'm paying this out of order. We would pay this person first, for those of you guys that might have noticed that. So this player got paid their $420. So let's say they go up to $500. Okay. And that was what, the fourth time it hit, and this player is going to get their $175 again. So now they're at $500. So the fifth time it hits, they're going to get paid $700. So they go to $750. This player is going to get their $175 again. So that hit 5 times. That hit 5 times. This player has $850. This player has $700. Doesn't seem like a huge difference, right? Except that this player can come down with another $750. So they've got over $1,500, $1,600 there, right? Actually, they have exactly $1,600 there. This player, all they could take down is their odds, which would then mean they have $800. So in reality, this player actually made twice as much money once they caught that hot roll. So again, come bets, not a bad strategy. I've seen people win on it. I just have not seen people win huge amounts of money on it. I haven't seen someone catch a 20-minute roll with come bets and be the person on the table that made the most money, or even the person that made the third most money. Just don't see it, unless every single person at the table is also betting come bets. So come bets are not bad. They just have inherent weaknesses. Thank you everybody for watching. We appreciate all of you guys. Don't forget to shoot us some emails with some strategies. We will catch you next time. Bye now.